Hi, I'm your host Vasco Duarte. Welcome to the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast, where we share tips and tricks from Scrum Masters around the world. Every day, we bring you inspiring answers to important questions that all Scrum Masters face day after day. Hello everybody, welcome to our Success Thursday, this week with Robert Briese. Hey Robert, welcome back.
Hi Vasco.
So we're talking about success today, but before we dive into that, do share with us, what's your favorite retrospective format and why?
Well, that's a good question because actually I don't think I have a specific retrospective format that I recommend. Actually, I believe that while I'll think, to having this six-step retro structure is good, and it's great to come up with a new format that engage people, and they allow them to gather the information they need to make a decision on how they want to change the way they work. I think a great Scrum Master maybe should provide kind of different formats within the first few retrospectives, but at some point I believe that a Scrum Master can do much more. A great Scrum Master can do much more than just come up with an amazing retrospective format. I think the job of a Scrum Master, in my understanding, is how can I mirror the team information back that they don't have, and that they can use to make a great decision on how they could change their working model, how they improve their work. So how can, I always ask myself as a Scrum Master, what kind of information might the team not have? What kind of information can I provide from my outside view, not being working as a developer team member, creating the product with them? What kind of insights can I share with them so that they could use this information and these insights so that they can realize important changes in the way of working that without this outside perspective they couldn't have.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you talk about what kind of information can I provide, I imagine you have some sort of way to present or discuss that information in mind. So what do you usually use? When you think about that, you do that preparation, you think about how the team can be better and what can I bring to this retro so that the team can also take that ownership. In what way do you usually interact with the team at that stage?
So I think the more visual information, the better, so that they can look at something and then understand, oh, that's interesting. We didn't see that. Let's see what we can make out of it. So examples are make pictures of the sprint board from every day, and then show this on your Miro board, or if you do it still on site, that will be awesome. Then make pictures, print them, and put them on the wall. So they walk around and they look at this and they see, oh, so this is how we worked. That was the different days. We had 7 items in process all the time, most of the time, and so on. Is that optimizing? Again, not using good or bad. Is it optimizing towards what we think we should optimize for as a team and as an organization, or not? So this could be a good example. Do we rather want to work with many items at the same time, or fewer, and finish them fast? So how fast did we finish the first item? How fast did we finish the second item that we have been working on? These are things. Or another thing that I'd love to show a team that are working is statistics about who's speaking how much. Like nowadays, online, for example, there are cool tools that you could use to kind of like showing you speaking time. And I think Crisp does it on your own times, and I believe there are like tools out there that can show you like different people, how much speaking time they had during their, the different meetings that you had, like if it was a refinement or something like that, and showing this information, like that some people just speak 10% and some others like 60-70%.
Yeah,
I would say this
that
is amazing
causes questions, right?
Yes, and I think, I mean, they might say, well, that's fine for now because this person is very new and this person is like super experienced, and we appreciate this very experienced, skilled person to share this knowledge. But they might also say, yeah, that's very interesting information. How can we have this introverted person speak more? Like, what can we do to improve those numbers and stuff like that? So this is the information that I wouldn't expect a team to be able to gather in any kind of retro format that is set up by a Scrum Master to come up with, because they don't have this, they don't think about this kind of information in the first place.
And it can trigger many valuable insights, of course. So, Robert, that was the retro format. Thank you for sharing that and all of those tips about important information to share with the team. So definitely great ideas here for retrospective exercises and discussion. But now let's turn our attention to why we do this in the end, which is, of course, to be successful as Scrum Masters, to help others succeed. So, Robert, share with us, what's your definition of success for a Scrum Master?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I personally feel successful as a Scrum Master if I see that I'm not needed anymore, like that the team member take the responsibility more and more, becoming themselves servant leaders. If everyone moves into, it's about self-managing teams. So everyone takes responsibility in managing the work and also responsibility in serving others and becoming servant leaders, and not expecting someone from outside to be that person of managing the work or creating the conditions for others to thrive. That is for me the main goal that I'm trying to achieve. Besides,
and when you think about that goal, right? Like, so, I loved how you phrased it: creating the conditions for others to thrive. How do you do your own reflection, or when you do feedback with Scrum Masters, like what are the things you focus on? What are the aspects you naturally give attention to when trying to figure out, am I being a good Scrum Master, or am I being even a better Scrum Master?
Well, I usually try to introduce this kind of question after most of the events that we have. So, is it a refinement? Is it a planning meeting? Is it a retrospective? Whatever it is, I've tried to challenge a team and get feedback on how much they feel they were, they step up in taking some leadership in managing their work that they have to do, and also serving others, creating the conditions for others. For example, like, how often did someone came up with, wait a second, I would like to hear something from Lisa, because she was very quiet during that last 15 minutes or something like that. Or did they expect me as a Scrum Master to do that? This kind of things. I'm always asking after, like, I do a quick retrospective, often after bigger events and so on. And yeah, sometimes we talk about this kind of things, like how much I was needed in that meeting to facilitate and to support this kind of group dynamics, and how often people step up to do this job, and how good it worked.
That's great reflection questions. Thank you for sharing that, Robert.
You're welcome. Thanks, Vasco.
Part of a successful Scrum Master job is to help the product owner. Tomorrow we explore that critical role in Scrum, the product owner role. Tune in to learn about product owner anti-patterns, what you can do to help the product owner, and a real-life example of what a great product owner is and what made it so. Tomorrow on our Friday Product Owner episode. See you tomorrow. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.